to be under the bright lights. I want to be on the Broadway stage.
Tiger Rag Radio is on now.
All right, let's bring in Jay Johnson, who joins us on the Max Home Hotline. Over 50,000 Max happy homeowners and counting. We are getting so close here to opening day for the LSU baseball team, a consensus preseason top 5 team, and Coach Jay Johnson joins us now. Of course, the season opener on Valentine's Day at 2 o'clock against Purdue Fort Wayne on Friday. Coach Johnson, thanks a lot for spending some time with us. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys tonight?
We're doing well. I would imagine, considering that you're just a couple days away from opening day, you have figured some things out. I would imagine you have figured out what's going to happen on the left side of the infield, right?
Yeah, we have. We feel good about it. Feel like we got good options. I think we're going to start out with Stephen Milam at shortstop and Michael Braswell at third base. One of our better players in the preseason has been Tanner Reaves, a junior college transfer from Blinn Community College. Can play third, can play second. So feel like we're in a good spot and ready to roll.
Jay, what has Tanner done this leading up to the season this winter to really impress upon you that he needs to be getting that type of playing time?
Well, I don't want to sound too much like the Billy Bean Moneyball movie, but I mean, he gets on base literally every at bat, via walk or low line drive hit. He's hit a couple homers. Versatile player, can play in a lot of different places. We're probably our best team if he could stay on the dirt in the infield, but we feel really good about Michael, feel really good about Steven, obviously feel really good about Danny Dickinson. They'll get the first cracks there, and just good to have good depth with him. And I think Mikey Ryan, freshman local kid, very good defensive infielder who we're making some hitting adjustments with right now, is going to be a very good player for us here in the future as well.
Great movie and a great book, Moneyball. And Jay, guess who the first person I heard about the book was? Who told me about the book? Yes, Skip was ahead of the curve on that book because he loved when the guy. One of the old school guys was talking about, well, he looks good in blue jeans. Skip's like, I don't care what he looks like in blue jeans. Can he get on base? Can he hit? But
that's exactly right.
Well, Jay, let me ask you, as a coach, you've been doing this a while. What are what do you do in the last couple of days before the season opens? Do you still get a little nervous, or you trying to get some certain work done, or what do you like the last couple of days before the opening pitch?
Yeah, no doubt. I think the first thing, we finished our last inter-squad game last night, so that was good. The weather's been great, as you guys had just mentioned, and we got under the lights one more time just because we could, because the weather was good enough to do it. So we wrapped that up. Today I met with every player on the team for about 5 minutes each. They're very short meetings, but just to communicate where we're at a starting point. Last night, after we were done, I kind of dug into our first opponent and their offense. We have a lot of new pitchers, so lining them up properly, I want to start that out correctly. So I kind of got myself familiarized with their team and kind of looking at how we want to line this thing up and where guys might fit well. And then I'll do the same thing with their pitching staff tonight and put together a couple good practices the next couple days. And it's really business as usual. I mean, it's exciting. I don't think I've ever, not been excited about the first game of the season. I think what I do try to do is help the players stay within themselves. One of my competitors, actually, I heard him say this one time, a long time ago, the problem with opening day is everybody always tries to do too much. And so that always kind of stuck with me, and just try to help our players just focus on executing and not try to do too much, and, deal with all the excitement and nerves that come along with baseball season, which we all love.
Hi, I'm Mike Munderland, and we're here to smash the capital city's trash.
Smash My Trash is a revolutionary compactor for large dumpsters, sometimes reducing the volume of waste by up to 70%. This means fewer hauls per month and big savings for your business. Fewer hauls and compacted waste will also result in a positive impact on our community and our environment by taking up less space in our local landfill sites. Schedule your company's free demo today. Call 225-497-0101.
Talking to LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson here on Tiger Rag Radio. Jay, last week you said that in a close game we might see you use 15 guys. You know, you got a great lefty righty situational decisions you can make, and a lot of pitchers, left-handed pitchers. How fun is that for you to be able to mix and match according to the pitcher and the ballpark and so forth? It sounds like you really enjoy doing that.
Honestly, all I enjoy doing is trying to help my team win, whatever that looks like. But, you know, I think if I'm not trying to turn over every rock that's going to give LSU an advantage, then I don't know that I'm fully doing my job. And so, you know, that starts in recruiting. I think last year something I learned is, you know, we kind of relied on some guys that maybe weren't ready for the role that we were giving them. And so you have to have the right kind of depth and versatility to put people in position to be successful. I feel like we were able to do that in recruiting, and, you know, I'm excited about there's some competition and some variability, and the team might look a little different, you know, 25 games into the season than it does opening day. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. So we got some things we still got to sort out. I have a pretty good idea now where we're going to shoot this thing off with in terms of roles, but it'll change, it'll evolve. And, you know, I think we got some good players that are going to continue to help us, you know, even though they might not be out there at the outset.
Jay, you've told me specifically in the past that baseball is a game of adversity, and you know you're going to face adversity. You don't know what that adversity is, what it looks like. But I'm going to ask you to speculate, maybe look into a crystal ball right now. 4 months from February 14th for this team to still be playing, what area or areas do you think you have to make marked improvement on during the course of the season?
Yeah, I think the first one is the easy one. Like, staying healthy is really important no matter how deep that you are. And so you can put your full configuration of talent on the field. I think the second thing is just having lived through it now for 3 years, like, the league is just, it's really good. Like, there's other teams that have really invested in their baseball programs and have great talent and facilities and coaches. So I think more than anything that I could point to from a baseball standpoint is just helping the players be in the right frame of mind to stick with it. And that could be through success and winning a big series, having a long winning streak, and not fall into any trap of complacency. Like, it's very easy for me to not do that because I've been through so many of these seasons, but some of these players, you know, they can do that. And then, you know, probably more than anything is like not making a loss or a bad weekend or even a bad stretch, you know, fatal because you choose to kind of give in to that or not invest the same way. And so I think last year's experience was very beneficial to the returning players in the program, where we wore it on the chin for about 4 weeks and everybody decided to quit except for them. And, you know, we weren't that far away from Omaha at the end of the day. So I think that experience will help us. I like the dynamic of the team right now. There's a lot of things we're going to find out as we go about the team, but I think we put ourselves in a pretty good spot to start this thing off right.
Joining the Army is more than a chance to serve your country. It's also a great career move.
All my personal experience, I've been able to build upon that so that I could achieve construction management and training, go for project manager planner. So when I get out of the military, I'm able to pursue a career in construction management.
Get the experience you need through service in the United States Army.
Talking with LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson on the Max Home Hotline, over 50,000 Max happy homeowners and counting. Jay, have you figured out how to play 8 outfielders at one time? How was, I would imagine while it's got to be great that you have all these options, you also want to make sure, especially in the pre-conference, that these guys get at bats so you get an idea of where they stand. How could give us an idea of for the LSU fans who are going to be watching this and they're going to be critiquing who's batting on Tuesday in the 5th inning against Southern? How are you going to be able to handle this? Because there's a lot of guys you want to get at bats, and there's only 9 names that you can put in on the lineup card.
Yeah, somebody kind of asked me this question in a different way the other day, and it's like, man, on that day, my only thought is, what do we need to do to win the game? And, we do have multiple guys that can help us do that. And so looking at how they can help us win it and setting it is really all that I do and think about, if you will. And yeah, there's more than 3 guys in that spot that can do it. Just like to remind everybody that Southern beat us last year, 12-7. And, I was laughing, Kyle Peterson, did our game after we lost that game to Southern, and he comes up and grabbed me on the shoulder and he said, "Congratulations." And I said, "For what?" We were kind of in the middle of that tough stretch. He goes, "You joined Skip Burtman and Paul Maneri as you've all lost to Southern now." So.
But like a guy like Josh Pearson, you got to have him in the lineup. I mean, that's got to be difficult when you're also trying to figure out Ashton Larson's going to need some at-bats, the Ethan Fry, heck, Dalton Beck. A lot of people were excited when Dalton Beck, the kid who led the Southland Conference in home runs, signed with LSU, and it's just trying to figure all this out. I know what the objective is to win, but you also got to try to make sure, right, that you have an idea of what these guys can do and get them off to a good start offensively as well?
Yeah, I feel like it's one of my strengths as a coach, and is, playing every game to win and maximizing personnel and creating opportunities for players to improve and be ready for something, for whatever. Somebody gets hot, somebody gets cold, somebody gets injured. And, the outfield, as you mentioned, like, I'll just use Josh as an example. It's like, I would challenge you guys to go around the country and look at a player that's played for the last 3 years that's coming into 2025 that's taken more like big situation at bats than Josh Pearson.
I know.
He has a game when he hit in a regional. He was all in the first year. He was all regional team. In 23, he had a huge homer to win the national championship. Well, in the game we won the national championship, he had a huge regional last year. And so he's going to play. He's going to be a prominent part of this lineup. I think experience is really, really important. I'll say I think he's a little better. We've made some adjustments here recently that I feel really, really good about. He's been tearing the cover off the ball for the last couple of weeks. And, he'll be a prominent player on this team, and need to continue to take good at bats, because I have a lot of faith in Ashton Larson. As you mentioned, Chris Stanfield is a great addition to our team and program. Derek Carriel has probably been our best player from the first day of the fall until this last scrimmage. So I'm excited about that group. And what I like about them is they got the maturity to handle different situations. Like I said, I did 40 individual meetings today over the span of 5 hours, and everybody's in a pretty good place, and everybody seems to be about the team and what we're trying to do. And I'll just kind of do what I do to make sure everybody keeps developing and we end up in our best spot.
Jay, Jared Jones was talking a couple of weeks ago about how all the new pitchers just wore him out during the fall. How has he been doing in the spring, and what kind of season do you see him having?
Yeah, he's doing great. I think he's probably hit 5 home runs over the course of the last 7 scrimmages, taking great at bats, hitting the ball all over the field. He's in as good a place as he's been as a hitter at LSU, and I'm really, really excited for him, and very thankful he chose to come back and I think time will show that here in this 2025 season. Very confident in where Jared's at right now.
We'll wrap it up with this, Jay. Give me a couple pitchers that really have progressed here, since fall ball. I know Connor Ware was a name that you brought up on media day. Who are some other guys that have really progressed that are maybe beyond, the headliners of a Cade Anderson or a Chase Shores?
Yeah, I really, really like Zach Cowan. Obviously, the experience that he brings with us. He threw about 120 innings on a regional team last year. Another one that has really emerged since we've been back is Connor Binge, transfer from Dallas Baptist, is throwing the ball incredibly well. And then, another one actually is Grant Fontenot. He has great arms, good talent, and we're starting to see some of that turn into usable skill for our team. And so I'm excited about a lot of those guys. I think we have them slotted for really good places where we would use them. And it's been good to see their development on top of, some of the names everybody kind of always talks about.
Coach, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Can't wait to get it going on Friday at 2:00, and it should be fun. Hope it's a long season, obviously, all the way to Omaha. I know the team is hungry. Thanks a lot for your time tonight.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Quite a lineup of events in February from your friends at the East Baton Rouge Library. Always a hit, Mid-City Microcon returns on February 8th. Grab your bestie on February 14th for Movies on the Plaza, Valentine's Edition. The library also welcomes Poet Laureate Allison Pellegrin and author Robert Penn this month. For more details about these events and others, visit ebrpl.com. That's ebrpl.com.